welcome back to my channel, She Sews Happiness. I'm Mary Ellen, just in case there are those of you watching today who haven't been introduced. For those of you who know me well and come back here regularly, hi, welcome back. And I always feel like I should be welcoming myself back because I've had a bit of a hiatus and I'm only getting back into the flow of things now, and yeah, it's lovely to be back just in my little space chatting to you guys. So this is predominantly a channel where I chat to you about dressmaking. Sometimes I'll throw some of my cross stitching in there as well for those of you who are multi-hobbyists like myself. But I want to show you some of the things that I picked up last weekend at the Quilt Fayre, which is a yearly fair that takes place in the Stormont Hotel in Belfast. So I went along on the Friday. I had the day off work and I met up with my friend Tina, and yeah, we gave ourselves like a budget, and for the first time ever I stuck to my budget in what I was buying. So I'm going to share with you the bits and pieces that I bought. While there were some dressmaking fabrics there, the guys from Stitch Fabric were at the festival, not the festival, the fair. I'm getting it confused with a festival that's happening this weekend. Yeah, so Stitch Fabrics were there, but there was just nothing that called to me, which is surprising because when I went last year I bought about 6 fabrics from them. So that was odd. And I'm not a quilter by any stretch of the imagination, so you might wonder what the hell were you doing at a quilt fair? And to be honest, I'll never be a quilter. I do like a little tiny small quilted project. I've got time for that, but I will never ever make a full-on quilt. I just don't have the time, and I very much doubt I have the patience either. That takes serious skill, and I just don't have that level of concentration, and I don't like repetitiveness, so having to make like the same motif over and over again, no, I just don't have it in me. So kudos to anybody who can. But there were quite a few little exhibitors there, so there were 31 exhibitors. And I could easily have just kept buying things, but because I set myself a budget, I was really smart this time and was sensible with my purchases. So really lots of lovely kind of crafting purchases is what I went for in the end. And before I do, I just want to share with you some gorgeous, gorgeous quilts that I did see. And if I had the skill and the creativity to make something of this kind, I would. So there was an artist there who creates these beautiful female figures in quilt form. So this is just a little postcard of one of the designs. But just to share with you the intricacy of those designs, I'm going to pop a few pictures in because I just found it absolutely breathtaking. And I wish I even had an iota of the skill it takes to do that, but I don't, which is why most of what I purchased came in the form of little kits that can be completed in a day. So here's one of the first things that I got. I quite enjoy a little novelty sew. I quite enjoy like making teddy bears and stuffed animals and things like that. So I got this little Funky Friends pattern, and I'd love to sit here and tell you who I bought all of these off, but I'd have to figure it out, and I'm not going to. But if I do figure it out, I'll put it in the description box below. But you can buy these quite readily from lots of different companies, I am sure. I've seen them in a couple of places online, but these are beautiful patterns. There's so many to choose from. What made me choose this is not only that I absolutely love Highland cows, but they had a sample made up of this one, and I just fell in love with it. I thought it was absolutely beautiful. So I got the kit of all the supplies that I needed to make that. So everything I'll need is in here, including the little eyes. We've got the lovely fuzzy Highland cow fabric. These are for the nose, paws and things like that. Just these beautiful little luxury cottons, and there's so much fluff coming off those. And then the colours, again, they're my colours, so they'll work really, really well, and I will enjoy making that little project. Now, why did I take it out of the bag? I didn't need to take it out of the bag to show you, did I? Oh, it's so fluffy. So, a nice winter evening project for me. I also got another little kit. So this is Country Folk by Brenda Walker. I bought a kit from them last year and I can't remember the name, but I will find the name. Maybe it is just Country Folk, but they don't sell online, they don't sell in stores, they literally only sell at markets. So when I saw this, I had to get it. I got a beautiful one last year as well, which was Santa on his sleigh. But here's the little bear ornaments that I'm going to make, and you know, they're about this size, and I always like to make something new that is handmade for my Christmas tree every year. So this is what got my attention, and again, everything needed to complete the project is here in this handy little kit. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. And then I got this sewing room themed panel, which I am going to quilt, but this will be a fun, enjoyable outline type quilting. So yeah, I'll get the wadding, I will get some backing fabric, and then I will sew up that little main panel of the sewing room. You can tell it's been a long week at work. So I want to just, yeah, do this and then put it on dowels and hang it up on the wall. And I'm basically just going to quilt it by going over outlines of things to give them a little bit more definition and then hang it to the wall. But there's also all of these lovely little squares as well, which I'll have to think of something cute to do with those, because when I bought it, I didn't know they were there. I thought I was literally just buying this center panel. So I'll think of something to do with the rest. Okay, I'm not even going to try and fold that up neatly. And then I got a mystery box from Nifty Needles, who are a local company in Northern Ireland, of Redwork patterns. I've always wanted to try Redwork. I've never done it. Took a bit of a gamble. There's a couple of the designs in here I really love, one of which I would have bought on its own anyhow. Two I'm kind of not that bothered about, but I'm sure I have a friend out there who would love those patterns, so I will pass those on. But yeah, for £20 you get to try 4 of the designs, and then inside there's like other little gifts and stuff. So this was a lovely little box, and it was Christmas themed, and I'm a sucker for anything Christmas themed. So let's show you what's inside. So I actually think it was really good value. So in here then I've got some beeswax, 100% beeswax, thread conditioning, really useful for cross stitch too. I have some needles for stitching. I have some embroidery threads because it doesn't just have to be Redwork. I have a lovely little bee scissor fob, which I thought was really sweet. And then I have the patterns themselves. So the lady was telling me that she does these on Calico, and I have loads of Calico as a dressmaker. I have it for all my 12s, so there's no shortage there. And yeah, you basically just trace the patterns, the designs onto the Calico and stitch. So I'm really excited to try this. And this was the one I really wanted, so it was nice that I got it. I took a bit of a gamble. It was the night before Christmas, and I actually think these would actually be lovely as well if I used like 100% cotton and made beautiful like decorative drying cloths and things. I don't know about you, but I always have decorative drying cloths out on hooks at Christmas and Halloween and things like that, which you don't really use unless it's an emergency, you need to grab something. But yeah, I thought that one was really nice. Just has that really nostalgic, you know, childhood Christmas feel about it. And who doesn't love Twas the Night Before Christmas? This one I thought was cute as well, and looks really good there on the runner. Could also make placemats or anything of that ilk. but it also gives you the opportunity to do little bits of quilting and stuff too if you want to finish them off in that kind of project. This one is going to be really, really hard to see. So this is white work, Christmas lights. There's like a little lantern and little candles. Again, I think this would be beautiful on napkins for Christmas. So I don't know if you can make those out. Really, really hard to see because of the white on white. I definitely do those on a different color, or I think they would look beautiful in metallics on black as well, or even on a navy, something like that. So I wasn't actually sure about this one when I first looked at it, but I don't know, the more I look at it I'm kind of sold. It's just really nostalgic. It kind of makes the Christmas songs, the old Christmas songs come to mind. And then there are these little ones as well. So Ring Those Christmas Bells, which is a table runner project. But again, the designs could be used for anything. I think that's my least favourite one. But I think that's because if you look, like the wee branches look like there's a lot of work. There's a lot of stitching going on there. And that's probably what's putting me off these two moreover than these ones, which are more like line work without too much detail and too much effort. Particularly when I think, you know, I sit and do this at night time when it's dark and grey and the fire's on. But that little twizzle out before Christmas will definitely get used this year. I don't think I'll get them all made before Christmas. There's so many little things I want to do before Christmas that there's never a chance on earth of getting them all done. So let me pop that away as well. Oops. I've just discovered the eyes for my Highland Heal. Put this away before they get lost. Gotta have to tidy this up properly afterwards. And then there's just a couple of other little pieces that I got. I got some autumnal back quarters. Everything was so nicely packaged, of course, for the fair as well. And then just a little 1/2 meter of this lovely wolf print cotton, which is going to make a book sleeve or notebook sleeve for a friend of mine who writes werewolf fiction. So that's that. And then the last thing I got were some vintage buttons. So 1920s check glass and 19th century black glass buttons. Really classic, will go with so many things and are not sure to just sit in the stash. These will be used quite easily, so I can't resist a vintage button. Yeah, that's it. That's what I got at the quilt fairs. I was very restrained, particularly because I didn't buy dressmaking fabric, which is where I completely blew my budget last year, particularly when I lifted the silk. There was some lovely silk there, a Frida print silk, but I don't need it. I've just got too much fabric, and yeah, I'm being ridiculous whenever I purchase fabrics these days. So really nice day out, nice to spend a few hours with my friend and had a wee spot of lunch and just a wee catch up, and we tried to talk about things that weren't work related, which is always good as well. So yeah, looking forward to next year. I think it's going to be in Derry first, so maybe a wee day trip or maybe a wee overnight stay in Derry would be nice next year. So it's going to be in the Everglades Hotel from the 9th and 10th of May. So that might be something worth looking into. And of course the next thing that is coming here is the Knitting and Stitching Show, which is coming to Belfast for the first time. I mean, I think it's the first time. I haven't heard of it before. And I was really excited to see some familiar names on there. So like Emporia Patterns and Little Rosy Cheeks and Generates and yeah, all the people I never get to see because the last couple of years I've either been pregnant or I've had a baby and I was breastfeeding, and then before that of course there was COVID and limitations in travel, and even if that hadn't been the case and there weren't limitations, I was shielding, so oh god, those days just feel like forever ago. But yeah, I haven't been to any of the big English or Scottish shows. That's not to say I won't get to one in the incoming year because I'm free again. I'm not tied down to feeding schedules and things like that, so I'll definitely have to get across and just meet up with some folk as well, some folk that I've just been really thinking it would be great to meet in a real life setting. So if you're watching, you probably know who you are. Anyhow, I'm going to go and quickly going to record another vlog while I'm in the zone and share what I've been cross stitching, but after that it's the race to get dinner sorted and try to get Henry ready for bed, which is a marathon, by the way. So hopefully everything is good with you. Hopefully you've got some lovely crafting, dressmaking, whatever project you're working on. They're just good, aren't they? They're just so good for the soul. Yeah, and I'll chat to you all soon, like in the next 5 minutes, but I might just go and grab a quick coffee first and bring that up with me. Okay, talk to you all soon. Take care. Happy sewing. Bye.